Hey there, a bit back I made a video that talked about whether different parts of the old Terminator kits would still fit with the new Terminator kit. And I got some nice responses to that, and one of the questions was which Space Marine kits fit together, which can you use for kit bashing. So I'll probably make a series out of these. I'm not sure how long this will take, but we'll see. And the first thing that I want to try is just look at the standard Primaris. This is an assault Primaris body, and see what fits to it and what not. So this will be standard assembly. This is all Primaris bits, straight out of the box. What can I swap out for other stuff? Let's see. Let's try the head first. I think the head is the easiest. Head swaps are always fun to do and give you already a lot of character. And like a very common one is swapping it out with the old Mark 7 helmets, which is this one, and that works absolutely no problem. This is a Dark Angel specific one. This is actually another Dark Angel specific one with the beak, which also looks quite nice. Yeah, so this is a very simple swapping of helmets. All the classic kits work without any problem. The old Chaos Space Marines kit also works nicely. Old Khorne Berserker, no problem. So if you have any old heads laying around that you really want to use still, go right ahead, and it will give you very little trouble using that. So that's cool. The other thing that you could do is look at the shoulder blades, because that's also a quite simple one. Classic shoulder pads, no problem. This is from the Tactical Squad kit. This one is from the Death Watch Veterans kit, also works fine. This one's from the old Death Watch upgrade kit, also fine. Now I also have some, this is like the new plastic Horus Heresy kit. Horus Heresy plastics. This is a Mark 3 shoulder pad, this is a Mark 6 shoulder pad, and they both look fine and both look very cool. So all the current shoulder pad kits are completely interchangeable. Helmets and shoulder pads should work just fine. You also have, of course, the heavy intercessor parts, and these are also, I mean, all intercessor kits are 100% interchangeable. The Gravis armor is a bit bigger, but it looks fine. The only thing is that there's more space between the shoulder pad and the shoulder. So there's going to be a bit of a gap to fill, as you can see there. But size-wise, it's absolutely fine. Now, for some Terminator shoulder pads. These are from the Plastic Granites Terminator kit, and I think they look very cool on Primaris Marines. It's a very good fit, and the only thing is that there's going to be a lot of space again, just like the Gravis armor, between the shoulder and the shoulder pad, so you need to fill something in. But this looks great. I think there's some great potential in this for some cool builds. Maybe some Primaris Granites or something. These are from the Deathwing Knights, the old kit, the plastic kit. And I think these become a bit too wide, especially at the top. I don't like them too much. Size-wise, they seem to be fine, but the profile gets muddied up a little bit. So, not a big fan of these. The new Terminator pads, those will start to look a bit silly, simply because they're huge. But you might be able to do something interesting with it if you like. It really starts to change the look of the space. Oh, it's actually... okay, that's more interesting than I would say. Alright. They're big. Anyway, again, lots of space. You'll need to fill it up. You might have to put them higher. There's no rims to it either, so that makes the look quite different. But you could do some cool stuff with this, I think. No. So these are the current new Terminator shoulder pads, which are definitely bigger than the old ones. These are from the Plastic Tardos Terminator kit, and I think these look quite cool as well. think I've seen these around on the internet already, and I think that you can do some pretty cool conversions with this. You do need to get something going here because there's a very big hole, so that will need to be filled up in some way. So maybe just like the Cataphractii armor, some strips, or maybe a second plate underneath it. I don't know. There's something to be done there. These are Cataphractii Terminator armor lower plates. I think these are kind of cool, and they kind of remind me of the current Khorne Berserkers. They also have these pads, or maybe the Cypher Chaos model. Yeah, there's something to it. Now with both plates, this is starting to look a bit ridiculous, maybe a bit too much. Only the upper plates of the Cataphractii, no, I'm not a fan. This doesn't work for me. And the shoulder looks weird. No. Okay, what else can we put on here? We have some shoulder pads from the Adeptus Custodes. Now these have some very small inner pads, so that might mess up your kitbash a little bit. So you, as I did already here, you might have to scrape away the insides of the shoulder pad to make it fit. And these are big, I think too big. I'm not sure this is gonna be working ever. Yeah, I don't like it too much. But just to show what it looks like. And this is from the standard Custodes, so not the Terminators. Alright. Now let's try some different arms. So these are Assault Marine arms, plastic arms from a long time ago, the old Assault Marines kit. Yeah, no problem whatsoever. I think they fit fine. They might be a bit thin. Maybe compared to the current Primaris kits, which are slightly more bulky, but the proportions are quite close. So I think these would work very nicely. The other arm, same thing. So single-handed weapons I think should work fine. Double-handed weapons I'm not so sure, because then you need to reach across the chest with the weapon, and since the chest of the old tactical Marines is a bit less wide than the current Primaris one, I don't know if it's going to reach across well enough. So that's something that you might need to try, but probably you'll need to stretch some stuff here and there to make it work. Yep. Now all other Primaris arms will work fine as well. So this is a Reaver arm, and this is a Gravis arm, and I mean the Gravis armor is way bulkier than the normal Primaris armor, but it's proportion wise it will work. So with some other additions like some cabling or maybe some purity seals, I think you could still make this work. You can make some really big buff guys out of these. Now these are both from the Deathwatch Veterans kit again, and they also work fine. There's no difference in proportions, and these are a bit wider actually already than the old ones, so they actually fit slightly better, and they match up quite well. I've used a couple of these already in some previous builds. I also have some Chaos arms. So these are Chaos Havocs. No, sorry, Raptors. They work fine, so you could make some cool Gothic Thunder Claws with these. I think this one looks very cool. Might have to clean that off first. Now we get into a bit strange territory. These are old Terminator plastic arms. This is from the Deathwing Terminators again. This is from a Chaos Terminator Lord. And I actually think that the proportions of these old ones work quite well. They add some more open structure, a bit more technical than the smooth Primaris armor maybe. So I think these are quite cool. The only thing that you need to do something about is the shoulders, because you can never fit a regular shoulder pad over this. What you can do is you can cut away or file away like the big shoulder, which is already almost as big as a regular shoulder pad, and then replace that. Yeah, that should fit no problem. I did this before in some other builds, so I think it's doable. And the arms don't stand out very much. So these are the old Indomitus arms from the many Terminator kits that are already out there. Now these are from the new Terminator kit, and I think these are too big. Especially the power fist is just too chunky for Primaris Marine. Doesn't really work for me. Again, you should work on the shoulder to make the shoulder pad fit, the Primaris shoulder pad. But I think it is not, I don't know how it's gonna work out. I think these are simply too big and too much geared towards the Terminators. Tartaros Terminator arms work quite well. I think the proportions of these are better. I just don't like the poses of these too much. But if you have some different arms lying around, you might be able to make some cool stuff out of it. And finally, Cataphractii. And for me, these do not work at all. These are just too big and too wide and too angled at the top here. So not gonna work for me. I think this is too wide as well. Now, backpacks. Classical tactical marine backpack, Mark 7 armor. Seems to suit it just fine. It's a bit smaller than the Primaris one, but it's not too obvious. I think if you have some cool designs from classic kits, they'll fit in there fine. And especially banner poles. Let's get some banner poles back in there, people. Come on. You know you can do it. How awesome would it look to have some ragged flag flying around here? You know you want to. Devastator Marine. I think this works nicely as well. I use this, you use something like this for my Templar, but with the melter gun backpack, and I think that looks fine. It fits quite well actually. And the Gravis backpacks, they also work without much problems on the regular intercessors, right? Jump packs, these are from the Chaos Raptors, and they work very nicely as well. I mean, you need to cut away a lot of stuff because it's very far away from the main body right now. And you can see what I did with the Blood Angels Primaris Chaplain. I used exactly this jump pack. Yeah, just cut away some parts and you'll make it work nicely. Blood Angels jump pack. This one should have the wings attached to it as well. Don't have them here right now. But it also fits nicely. So that's it for all the basic swaps. So all the things that you can really easily swap out. The heads, the arms, the backpacks and the shoulder pads. You could also think about swapping out the legs, of course. But the new Primaris kits all have the legs attached to the body. So that takes a bit more work. It's not just a bit swap, but it'll get you a bit further into kit bashing. So I will do a future video about that too. But it'll be a bit more advanced because you need to cut some stuff apart before you can actually repose them. And I will try to compare what kits you can combine if you separate the torsos from the legs. But that's for next time. If I missed anything, just let me know in the comments and I'll be able to let you know whether it works or not. Alright, that's it for now. See you next time.